Hi, my name is Paul Mazurkiewicz. I am the drummer for Cannibal Corpse, and I have been the drummer since day one. I got into music at an early age, I guess around 10 years old, when you're actually able to hear something and really comprehend, I guess, and go, wow, I do like that. I guess my first big musical experience was Kiss. Growing up a male in the late 70s, being around 10 years old, it hit me really hard, and it made me want to be in a band. It made me want to play music. My uncle is a polka drummer, and I was able to see him at an early age play when we would have parties and they would get the band to play. And seeing live music at an early age when you're 8, 9, 10, 12 years old, it's like, wow, when you can actually be that close and see somebody play the drums, see somebody play the guitar, it has a big impact. Yeah, it was great seeing my uncle play the polkas, but I definitely didn't want to play polkas. I wanted to play heavy metal at this point. So I remember sitting behind my cousin's kit and just going, wow, this is just awesome with the cymbals and the drums, and it's a massive, just picking up the sticks and just kind of doing a 4/4 beat without anybody showing me what to do. Just it came out of me, and I actually right there was a big revelation of, wow. I got a little bit of rhythm. I guess I got a little timing, and it made me feel good about myself. Like, I can do this, So I really pursued it at that point. Didn't get my first drum set actually until I was 16 years old, and when I really started to play serious. And I guess that would have been around 1985 when I would have got the first drum kit. So that's when I really started playing drums for the start of my career at that point. And here we go, 3 years later, Cannibal was formed in December of '88. And here we are 25 years later. So it's a remarkable run, and I just look back and I'm very grateful that I had these influences in my life, very close to help me, get to this point and to actually play music and to play the drums. Zildjian came, unfortunately, a lot later in my career. We're a death metal band. I'm a death metal drummer. We didn't really have, companies aren't knocking at our doors. We're not selling millions of records. We built that up over the years, of course, So it all came about in, I guess it was about 2006, I believe. We had management put out feelers, and I remember talking to our management. I'll never forget when Zildjian were interested in me. And I was just blown away. I was like, wow, this is a dream come true, Who am I? I play in a death metal band, but I'm glad it happened. And it took us, like I said, for us to get management to help us out a little, but that's how I got, with Zildjian, and I am so grateful and I'm so glad that I am using Zildjian cymbals and that the company is behind me and behind Cannibal Corpse. It's an amazing feeling. Basically, my whole setup now is more A's or A customs, and I just love the crispness of those cymbals. I am noticing the difference from going, say, from the Z3s or the Z customs to the A's or the A customs. They're brighter. I just feel that they cut through more and they just sound better. So I'm really loving the A's and the A customs, and that's pretty much what I have on the set right now.